Yep, I agree 100%. And so one thing that I wanted to ask you is really what are some solutions that you see? I think both things that we can do as individuals. So, obviously like getting married, doing the right things along those lines, but also at a political level, what are some things that we should push back against that are part of the rolling revolution agenda, or things that you can undo maybe that would help to make space for the family and to give it kind of that breath of fresh air that it needs.
Yeah. So one of the suggestions I make in the book is that those who want to defend the family should back what I call a policy when it comes to women that emphasizes part-time work,
Mhm.
and in a sense, pretend that feminism isn't there and try to respond to the needs and desires of what is probably about 75% of the female population in the country, who would rather not have to work full time when they have children, and don't want to put career as the first thing in their life. This doesn't preclude any of the other quarter or so of the women from pursuing careers as the first thing, but trying to find ways to divvy up jobs, to chop up jobs,
Mhm.
to emphasize particular careers that can lead to part-time work or things that can be picked up and dropped off depending on the life cycle that especially women have because of their childbearing capabilities that men don't have,
Yeah.
and also their nurturing um, inclinations that men are much worse at. So the goal would be something like part-time work.
Mhm.
Establish it as a norm that is honored and promoted in law.
Mhm.
And another thing, I think this is just a very important uh, principle, is the recognition. This is always borrowing from Alexander Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, that the line between good and evil runs through the heart of all people, not just through sexes or races or classes. And our laws should always reflect the idea that men can do bad and women can do bad. And this is the reason that we've always been in favor of things like the equal protection of the laws and the equal treatment of the laws. And so a lot of revisions and I think challenges to policies that don't treat the sexes equally or make assumptions that men, mostly it's assumptions that women are honest and men are dishonest, and men abuse their power and women are powerless.
Mhm.
Find the areas in law that those assumptions have made their way into, and sue and seek revision in those laws. So you mentioned earlier sexual harassment laws. I think that's one of those places that it's important to do that. Discrimination laws is another place that it's important to do that.
Mhm.
And so those are some of the political things.
Mhm.
Um, but and I think personally the most important thing, it isn't really to get married, although I'm not like against it, obviously, but it's to think of marriage as an enduring community instead of an alliance, and
Mhm.
preparing your children not only for careers or not even primarily for careers, but rather also for the ability to be responsible citizens who can marry and have children.
Mhm.
And so, and that's really like an unbelievable challenge, given the drift of the culture. If you just go with the culture, it's careerism.